Hey Master Gardeners, I found another forest pest that I want to share with you. And this one's pretty obvious because he's defoliating the tree and causing damage, so it was easy to notice. So here it is. It's on an oak tree. Maybe it's one you've seen before. Oh, they're jumping off as we speak. Look, there's probably 10 of them right here on this one little stem. They're all up and down these main ribs of the leaves. They've eaten off most of the foliage. So let me, and they're friendly. As you can see here, he's got little horns on his head. He's an orange-striped oakworm. And he's feeding and defoliating the tree. Let's back up a step and look at, let me show you another branch. Let's back up here and look at this one. It's really damaged. Look at the tip out here. They've eaten every single leaf off of here. All that's left is the midrib of the oak leaf. So let's zoom in on them and let me talk a little bit about them. These guys are just a small 2-inch little moth. 2-inch moth, and he's kind of brownish, reddish brownish in color. So small little guys. And if you can see, there's a little horn on them. Let me try to show you from the side. That's a pretty good indicator, helpful. There are some other ones that have these little horns on them, but that's an indicator. Here's another fella. So nice view, friendly little caterpillars. A cool one for you to collect and put inside of a little terrarium and feed it some oak leaves and watch it when it pupates. But it actually overwinters in the soil right underneath of the tree. So if your oak tree has this caterpillar on it this year, guess what? It's probably going to overwinter and be right back there again next year. They're pests of an oak tree. This happens to be a scarlet oak. There's a zoom in on the little acorns. Scarlet oak, and it also can get on maple trees, especially if there's a heavy infestation. But the general rule is, whenever you have caterpillars, let's look back up here, caterpillars that are consuming your trees, when it is July and August, it's really not all that harmful, because what happens is the tree's not going to replace the foliage that's been consumed. If a tree gets 25% defoliation, it's of really no concern. But when you start getting more defoliation than 25%, then it can become of concern. But as you can see, this scarlet oak is really tall, really big guy, and this little damage down here on the corner hasn't even begun to phase it. So people start noticing it when you get 25% defoliation on your tree. And that's when the alarm kind of goes off. But you don't have to control these guys. Just leave it to the birds and the bats and the parasitic wasps and things that are going to lay eggs on them. Those can control it well enough. If you had a small ornamental tree in your yard that was being devastated by these caterpillars, then you might want to spray it with a BT type product. BT is an organic control that's used for interrupting the development of the caterpillar as it grows. So it would kill it as it's developing. Once the caterpillar is mature and has moved, these guys, you can't see on this branch, but they finished feeding on that area. In the beginning stages when they're developing, they feed in large groups, and then they separate and become more solitary as they get older and they get more to the pupation stage. So anyway, where do they pupate? Right underneath of the tree. So if you got them one year, you're gonna have them next year. So just get out there, scout for them, look for them. The female lays eggs in big clusters, like yellowish in color. They turn blackish with age. So you can look that up on the internet. But the orange-striped oakworm, and not enough to worry about. If I had them in an ornamental in my yard, I'd just go over and knock them into a bowl of soapy water and control them that way, or just prune the branches off.